Hey guys, I got a bit of an unusual video and I think it's gonna be interesting and useful for others as well. I think this may be useful for people who don't know what build to do, what skill to play with, including me. And there have been quite a few comments saying that there are over 300 skills. You can definitely, you definitely haven't done all the skills. There are so many skills that you can still use that you haven't used. Well, there are over 300 skill gems, but you're not really going to be building around zealotry, for example, or steel skin. So once you disable or remove all the auras, all the like flame dash, all the steel skin, and only keep the skills that are good, in my opinion, there are around 127 usable skill gems that you can build around, like let's say explosive or stuff like that. What I did, I spent around 6-7 hours going over like 8 years ago when I started posting my first videos, and took notes what skill I used as a main skill, or if it's multiple skills, I use multiple skills listed as a separate thing, and then quick notes what build I did, and then what patch it was. And then I copied the skill gems from Wiki, rated them. This is just like in my opinion, but I'm open to suggestions or open to comments if you disagree with something. This is just my rated skill list, and I'm gonna update this over time and make this a bit more, I guess, easier to read. But basically I just wanted to see how many skills I actually used from all the current skills, and how many skills of those are viable skills that you can build around. Let's say arc is really good, so I wanted to also list all the skills and also give my rating. Like let's say if it's 0, then it's like ambush is either support skill. It's not really something that you completely build around, it's just something like a buff. Or let's say Val skills, I also decided to give a 0 as a side skill because now they are the same gem as a main skill. 1 equals means bad. If it's in between bad and okay, it's like 1.5. So listed 1.5. I also added some notes. By the way, I'm gonna share this Google Docs in video description and update it over time. And you can sort this by the columns. So let's say you wanna know the skills that I rated the highest, 3 being the highest. So you right click on the column and click Z to A, which means from 3 to 0. So then you can see which skills I rated the highest. I also made a quick list of like usable skills, and there are around 127 skills. This is of course up for debate. It takes a lot of time if you want to be very like accurate and judge the skill accordingly. I just wanted to save time and just give some base numbers to work from. Like for example, Earthquake in my opinion is a good skill, but it's not like absolutely top tier. Absolution is also like 2.5, for example. But then we go like Incinerate, I would say is good, Infernal Blow, stuff like that. But Blast Rain is like on the bad side, but somewhere in between bad and okay. You can obviously argue, and I'm willing to change these. These ratings are mostly for me, but I hope that this is also going to be useful for other players. So like I said, for example, if you want to sort by, I don't know, Bob, you want to only look at Bobs. So, well, actually, Z to A. And then you can see all the above skills, and then you see the number of times I used, and the number of times is also like not very accurate because I couldn't remember everything and I couldn't figure out everything from the video. Sometimes I didn't post the video, sometimes I just used one skill and then later switched to another skill. So do I list that skill, do I not list that skill? And it's not very accurate. Wish I did this or started doing this a couple of years ago. It would have been a lot more accurate. You can also kind of get an idea of what builds I played. You can also this is already sorted by skill. There's also a chart to see how many times a skill has been used. For example, ball lighting I have used 10 times, but let's say it's not just like spellcast ball lighting, it's I mean self-cast ball lighting. It was also, let's say, with Mjolnir trigger, and many times when you play with Mjolnir, you're gonna be switching between arc or ball lighting or cracking lines or something like that. It's kind of hard to measure how many times I use certain skills, but it gives you a rough idea of what skills I used, how many skills I used, how many times I used them. Sometimes the build has like 3 main skills like Lightning Spire Trap, Flamethrower Trap, and Seismic Trap. I played twice build like that using only those 3 traps, so I listed each separately. And my goal is now basically to see which skills I use the least, I guess, and then, or maybe just look at the viability of builds and then see which skills I use the least. So let's say tornado shot. I have never really played a proper tornado shot build, so I'm gonna add, I guess, that into playlist. I actually wanted to play tornado shot, but near the end of the league, but decided to leave it for the future with the new bow. Some skills are just meta tornado shot. I don't want to do tornado shot. Again, there are some skills that are just meta, and I don't like doing meta. I want to experiment with something. So I'm gonna compile another list later on. Probably gonna add another sheet here, or maybe here somewhere, and like make a list of builds that I still want to play that I haven't really played with. It's not really gonna be a lot because I don't want to play, well, everything or anything that I haven't played. There still needs to be something interesting. Like Bone Shatter, I did use Bone Shatter like twice. Like I use a lot of skills on Soul Eater builds just while testing, but like I didn't list them. There are some gaps, but I think like if you're looking for a build and you don't really know is the skill good or not, this could give you a rough idea. And you can also see that, oh, Woolfio used that twice only. It must be good build because he doesn't play good builds. And if he used like 8 times, maybe Righteous Fire is bad build. Well, you do know that Righteous Fire is good. So it can give you a rough idea. And like I said, you can sort it in many different ways. Just like in the PoE wiki, you can sort it the same way. I left some question marks because I don't remember playing Shrapnel Ballista. I think I used it only once. I don't remember what exactly, but I left some question marks because I don't know how to rate them, because I just pretty much have no experience and I don't hear people talking about those skills. I will also have to add another non-skill gem skills, like summon spectral wolves from Law of the Wilds and stuff like that. And I will later improve this list. We'll keep updating. So basically I'm open to suggestions how to organize this. Charts, when it comes to charts, I still don't understand. I was trying to like rearrange this list so that it would show from the most used to the least used or vice versa, but I could not figure out how to use Google Docs to do that. But I know that you can. It's just a bit complicated and I didn't have enough time. I think this page, this sheet is going to be probably the most useful. You can actually even click and go to the wiki, open it immediately, and then see my rating for the build. You can kind of get an idea. Like for example, Bane is really smooth, but it's not necessarily very good for single tag. I guess I should change it to like 2.5 Bane. If you feel like this is useful to you and this is like, wow, this is the best thing ever, this absolutely changed my life, here's $2. So I actually enabled the super thanks under my video. If you click super thanks, you can tip me. I could really use some extra money. I want to buy a new GPU, but if I do that, I'm gonna be pretty much dry on money. So yeah, if you feel generous, feel free to support me through the thanks or through the stream elements. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.